Mga dear listeners, natakal po natin last week was about selection of marriage and the clarification for regarding courtship and arranged marriage or what we call fixed marriage for in Islam. So tonight, we will still be tackling on this important topic, and so para po makamove on na po tayo sa more intricate details regarding po marriage in Islam. Okay. So, one of the things that I need to clarify also is that people have been asking about the fixed marriage po and this arranged marriage. Where did this come from? So, we trace po itong mga ginagawa po. Actually, ginawa na rin po ito ng mga Arabo noon. Meron po silang mga marriage before birth na ginawa po ng mga Arabo noon. And this dates back pre-Islamic days, nung wala pang Islam sa kanila. So, ginagawa na po nila tong marriage before birth. Yung wala pa yung anak na babae, nag-uusap-usap na yung mga tatay nila. Then, there's also what we call the exchange of daughters. Usapan ng mga tatay na anak mong babae, itong anak mong lalaki, or anak nung babae, or anak nung isang babae, yan, mga exchange of daughters. Okay. Then, another is, how does Islam define this all? Paano po naiayos po ng Islam on these kinds of practices po, na hindi na po pinapractice ngayon, at pilit naman pong alisin sa mga tao na nagpa-practice pa rin ito. I have to remind everybody po, please, this is no longer Islamic, yung mga ganyan. No. This is why Islam comes into us to give the rights of women. Hindi na po yan pinapractice ngayon. Okay. Now, on the question on marriage before birth, there is a time po during the Prophet's time na may lumapit po sa kanya. This is authentic hadith, by the way. One day po, during yung Hajj, while may lumapit po sa propeta at tinanong po siya, Ya Rasul, I have a complaint. May problema po ako. So, sagot naman po ng Nabi, anong problema? Sinabi nung lalaki, years ago po, during pre-Islamic nung wala pang Islam, kami na tsaka yung kasama ko, si Tariq ibn Murqa, nung battle, nung may away pa ng mga away noon, sabi niya, may usap ako may arrange na po akong babae noon, na inayos na po kami. So, since nag-embrace na ako ng Islam, applicable pa po siya? Yun ang tanong niya. Pero, kinausap ko naman yung father, approve naman sa kanya, nagbigay na actually ako ng dowry. So, paano po ba yun? So, tinanong ng prophet, ilang taon na ba yung babae? Ang sabi naman ng lalaki, malaki na po siya. Actually, medyo may edad na nga siya eh. So, sabi ng prophet, if you ask me, neither you, nor yung kung sino man, ay nasa tama. Hindi mo na dapat i-pursue yung babaeng yan. Go after your business and leave the girl alone. So, in that hadith, that tells you that this kind of practice is no longer in effect. Kasi Islam comes in and gives right to women to choose or refuse. So you see, so another is the exchange of daughters. Now during the pre-Islamic days, they exchanged daughters which they call the shigar marriage. Ito po yung tinatawag na absolute authority of the fathers over their daughter. So, ang usapan ko dyan is, yung father may total control dun sa anak niyang babae, at yung isang father naman, total control din sa anak niyang babae. So, only the father has the absolute right to choose sino ang pwede ipaasawa niya dun sa anak niyang babae. So, Islam po abolished that. Inabolish na po yan ng Islam. Kasi it is also had been practiced during the Prophet lifetime, yung Prophet Muhammad. He gave full liberty to his daughter Fatima, peace be upon her, in choosing her husband. Now, as we all know, our Muslim brothers and sisters, sino pong naging asawa ni Hadrat Fatima is Hadrat Ali ibn Abi Talib, peace be upon him. So, he gave full liberty to his daughter who to choose. Marami nang lumapit sa prophet na gusto nilang mapaasawa si Hadrat Fatima, pero walang pumasa. Why? Because the prophet gave every liberty to Fatima to choose whom she likes. Propeta na po ito, still, di ba? So when Ali ibn Abi Talib, peace be upon him, approached the prophet and told his intentions, Hadrat Fatima agreed. And thus, kaya po sila nagpakasal, and that's when the prophet approved of it. So as you can see, these practices alone tells you, all this hadith tells you that the prophet practiced women's rights in Islam, that you give so much importance to women.